Hi everybody, welcome back to Sunshine Soap and Candle Company. Today I'm going to be sharing with you how to make a muscle rub formulated specifically for sore muscles, aches and pains, and inflamed skin. Over the last year or so, I've really been working on incorporating plant-based ingredients and plant-based infusions, herbal infusions, into a lot of my formulations. Today's formula is going to be full of beautiful plant-based ingredients like arnica infused oil. We're also going to be using some blue tansy essential oil and camphor essential oil, and the texture of the end product is just perfect in my opinion. In this video today, I'm going to be sharing with you my step-by-step process and tutorial of how to put together this amazing muscle rub. And if you would like the full written recipe plus a full written detailed step-by-step tutorial with percentages and links to where I purchased supplies and materials necessary to make this product, head on over to my Patreon campaign where you can unlock this formula at just the $5 level. This month marks the 4-year anniversary since the launch of my campaign, and there's literally so much to take advantage of over there. Just at the $5 level, there are hundreds of recipes and tutorials. I never take down recipes and tutorials once they're published. So just at the $5 level, there's an entire library and a wealth of information. We also have 4 other tiers for you to take a look at and take advantage of if you like, each with their own unique benefits. We offer things like bonus monthly recipes, live quarterly classes, live monthly hangouts, gift packages, and so much more. It's a great way to connect with me, a great way to connect with other makers, and I just want to say thank you to everybody who has joined the campaign so far. It's been a great adventure. I love connecting with my subscribers and my patrons on that personal level, so if you haven't checked it out yet, head on over to my campaign and see what it's all about. All right, let's make some beautiful muscle rub. Okay, so balms and salve type recipes are something I've been working on behind the scenes for about a year now, and I haven't been totally happy with the consistency or the final product of those type of formulas. They're usually a little bit too hard for my liking, meaning I can't get a good layer of it onto my skin. And for something like a muscle rub type formula, I really wanted it to be easily spreadable. And then sometimes I make them and they come out too goopy and too loose, and so didn't have a great skin feel. So fairly recently, I have come across this ingredient called Sucre Clear. Now I did get this from makesy.com. You guys have seen me use this in my recent video, emulsified lip scrub, and also with the 3-in-1 recipe where I showed you how to make a cleansing balm, a foaming cleanser, and a sugar scrub, all using this very versatile ingredient. I highly recommend it. This particular one comes from makesy.com, and it has glycerin, fractionated coconut oil, water, sucrose laurate, and sucrose stearate. There are other oily gelates and oil gelates on the market. They are a little bit different from each other. This is the only one that I have actual hands-on experience with, and I like it because the emulsions stay very stable. Again, you can pick this one up at makesy.com. If you do, please use my affiliate link. It's down below in the description box. It really helps me out. So this is basically just an oil gellant. It's going to turn our oils into a beautiful gel. And I'll try to explain a little bit more about this product as we go along. It's super unique. So we're going to go ahead and pour off our Sucre Clear. Okay. All right, we're just going to take our Sucre Clear and set it aside, and then we're going to weigh off phase B, which is the oil phase. So the first thing we're going to weigh off is some arnica infused grapeseed oil. Now with the Sucre Clear, you want to use Sucre Clear and then some emollients. So for this recipe, my emollients are going to be partially this grapeseed oil, this infused oil. Grapeseed is a really good emollient oil. It's got like a medium weight, like spreadability, perfect for like a muscle rub. And all I did was infuse this oil. Now I'll be writing up the full tutorial over on the Patreon campaign, but these are my dried arnica flowers, and all I did was put these in a large bath tea bag, and then I stuck the bag in a large saucepan, and then poured my grapeseed oil over it and put it on very low heat, about 100 degrees, 110 degrees on my stove for about 4 hours. And then I turned off the heat and allowed it to continue to infuse overnight, and then I strained it the next day. Arnica is very well known for its pain relieving properties. It's particularly good for sore muscles, sore joints, and bruises. I use this in my What a Relief cream. I've gotten a lot of good feedback on that one as well. This is not an herb that you want to make a tea and drink. It's not really supposed to be consumed in that way, but it's okay transdermally or to go on top of your skin and absorb that way. So the first thing we're going to do is go ahead and weigh off our beautiful arnica infused grapeseed oil. Now this is going to be, like I said, medium weight and texture. It's not a super dry oil like, say, squalane or metafoam seed oil might be. So we're going to be weighing off a little bit here. So what I'm really liking about this formula versus other salves and balms that I've made over the last year is that I'm able to put in quite a bit of an oil infusion into the formula because of the sucre clear, because it is an oil gellant. So this can have a really high oil phase, meaning we're getting a lot of that really good infused oil. So I'm super pleased with that part. And then the next thing we're going to do is go ahead and add in some shea butter. Actually, not shea butter, I take that back. We're going to be adding in some kokum butter. Kokum butter is sort of a drier type butter, but it's very healing for the skin. It's kind of hard and brittle. It has sort of a profile like mango butter does. And it's a really good one for your skin. So we're going to go ahead and add in some kokum butter. Now, as we go along and we make this, you're going to see that even though we're adding butters to this recipe, once it combines, it's so cool. Once it combines with the sucre clear, it actually does not contribute to the thickness of the formula. So again, you can use quite a bit of it and you still have a good like gel-like, oily gel-like texture. I find it fascinating. All right. Actually, I should say we also have a phase C. It is part of the oil phase, but we're not going to put it in now because it's essential oils and we don't want to heat them up. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and melt down my oily phase ingredients here, and then I'll bring you back when we're ready for the next step. All right, so this oil phase is melted down. The butters and oils are now melted. And so we're going to go ahead and now weigh off the essential oils for this formula, but I'm going to be weighing them off into this little container here because it's a small amount and this scale for me weighs off small amounts. My other scale does not weigh less than 2 grams, I think. So we're going to be using a combination of blue tansy oil and also camphor oil. Blue tansy oil is very well known for its wonderful anti-inflammatory properties, and it's kind of a little bit of a cooling effect to it. It's a potent antioxidant with that really dark blue color. Now I'm going to show you at the end of the video too a prior batch that I made with a little bit more than we're going to be using today, just so you can see the difference in the color variation. So this is again a very potent antioxidant. It's got almost a medicinal kind of camphorish type smell. This is a really expensive oil, but a little goes a long way, and I find it to be a super effective oil. So the next oil we're going to be weighing off is some camphor oil. camphor oil is also very well known for its pain relieving properties. It gives you a little bit of that cooling, kind of icy feeling. All right, I did get a little bit of that blue tansy out onto my gloves. You have to be careful because it will stain if it's not properly diluted. So the camphor oil, in it goes. We're just going to mix it with the blue tansy. And again, this is going to give you kind of that icy, tingly sensation that you get in a lot of like muscle type rubs or icy hot type products. This is very subtle. I didn't want to go overboard with the camphor because sometimes it can be too intense, especially depending on where you need to apply it. So what I'm going to do is just give this a good mix. And then I'm going to go ahead and add this into my oil phase. Just like that. So all of these ingredients that I'm adding in here, the essential oils, the arnica infused oil, are all very well known for their pain relieving and anti-inflammatory properties. So all I'm going to do next is give this a good mix. So this is going to have a very like medicinal type herbaceous smell to it. All right, and now we're going to go ahead and combine our phase A and phase B ingredients. And we're just going to be adding, if you guys saw my other videos using Super Clear, you know that it takes a little bit of practice to get it just right, but once you learn how to do it properly, it's like riding a bike. You will get it down pat and you'll be successful at it the next times around. So all we're going to do is go ahead and give the Super Clear just a little buzz. We're just kind of breaking it up a little bit. It's just a thick, viscous type, kind of like glycerin consistency. Now, in order to incorporate this, you have to go slow and you add a little bit at a time. And I mean, this process takes a little while. It's going to take you a little while to get this incorporated, because if you go too fast, it will not gel up. So what I mean by a little, at first, you're just going to go ahead and add in about half a pipette or so. And you're just going to buzz it. I like this little attachment for the smaller amounts. You are going to go mixing it like that until you get an opaque, creamy looking kind of runny gel. You can't really over mix Super Clear, so it's okay to mix more than you think is enough. Nothing bad will happen, but that's what it's going to look like after you add your initial little pipette of oil or half a pipette of oil. Just kind of like a runny, opaque gel. Now, this product will build viscosity as we add in the oil. So we're going to go ahead and continue to add in little increments. You don't want to add more. You do not want to add more oil to this phase until you have incorporated what you've added into the gel. You don't want to see any floating oil, and you just want to make sure it's completely blended. Alright, I wanted to show you what the viscosity looks like now. We've probably only gotten through about 30% of the oil phase, and you just keep blending small increments in, and you blend while you pour, and then it slowly builds viscosity. So again, you do not want to add anything else. You don't want to add any more oil to this phase until it starts to gel up each time. Again, initially it's going to be that opaque kind of runny texture, and then after that it will take on a gel-like structure. So I'll bring you back when everything's all incorporated. All right, everybody, so the oil is now totally incorporated in with the Sucre Clear, and look at this beautiful gel we have created. This is a perfect kind of ointment muscle rub type texture, and it will continue to thicken up just a little bit over the next 24 hours because, again, we did melt down those oils, so it is a tad warm. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and take the temperature so we know. Yes, it's sitting right around 87 degrees Fahrenheit, and that will cool down to room temperature or around 76 degrees in my house and get a little bit thicker, but not much. This is pretty much the final viscosity. So the last thing we want to do is go ahead and put it into some containers, and I'll give you a little bit of a use demo. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and pop it into this little 2-ounce tin. I think it's a 2-ounce tin. It might be 4 ounce, but I like the little clear plexiglass on top so you can kind of see what's inside your container. But look at that, it's so gorgeous and scoopable. Look at that. And I'm going to show you also, I'm going to give you a little comparison on what a prior batch looked like using more blue tansy than I did in this batch. This probably fits right around 3 ounces, maybe a little less than that. Okay, so then this lid will just go on, pop that lid on. So I'll bring you back to show you a side-by-side of another batch. Okay, so you can play around a little bit with the essential oils and suit it to your liking. This one is a bit darker than this one, and that is because the rate of the blue tansy is higher in this one than this one. This will continue to change a little bit and get more gel-like and a little less opaque also over the next 24 hours, but that is the difference between half a gram. This one has half a gram more than this one. And I've been using this one, so I made this one the other day, and oddly I had some inflammation going on the top of my left ear. It was like the outer ear and behind my ear. It almost felt like I had a bug bite. It was hot and very sore, and I had been applying this to the area that was inflamed and sore for the last couple days, and it was instant relief right when I applied it. Really helped instantaneously, and then I felt like it helped reduce the inflammation over the course of a few days, and now it's almost all the way better. So I've had really good results with this so far, but all you're going to do is scoop up a little bit of the ointment. A little bit goes a long way. You really don't need too much of it, but you're going to scoop up a little bit of the ointment like this. So if you're familiar with Vaseline or petroleum jelly, it is a little looser than that, but it's got a very similar ointment-like consistency, which I find fantastic for this type of treatment product. And all you're going to do is just rub it into the area that is needing a little bit of pain relief. And you see how it just glides right in? It's actually perfect. I also get a lot of like carpal tunnel type issues from all the work I do, and I thought that this would be a great one for like wrist pain and hand pain. Lower back would also be good. But there you go, everybody. That is how you make a beautiful anti-inflammatory muscle rub. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please remember to give it a thumbs up. Please leave me some comments or questions below. That really means a lot to me. Share this video with a friend, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. It really helps me out. All right, everybody, catch you on the next video. Bye. Keep shining.